Hello, my name is Knight, the Werewolf Teacher of Comics Off the Shelf, and this is What I Read, the series of short reviews where I talk about the books that I read this week, and we are talking about Transphoria, issue number 1, and this is our second visit to this book. It is a 90-page anthology featuring 19 stories by trans creators, many of whom are new to the industry, and as such, I am going to focus less on grading and more on talking about the themes and messages that come through and what makes these stories so special. And next up, we have HRT Tales, story written by Dan Falco, who also helped to gather these stories and create this anthology, with art by Zuzana Lewandowski. And this, as the name implies, is an exploration of Dan's journey through hormone replacement therapy, and it also challenges a lot of the rhetoric that gets used against HRT. Well, it'll change your body. Well, yeah, that's the point. And I think one of the big arguments that it really challenges is it's unnatural, both in its writing and in its art, because when you look at the images of Dan as he's drawn while not on hormones, it looks anything but natural, as the perception of how Dan feels in that body is drawn. His arms are squiggly, wrinkly, terrible lines of anxiety. The visual metaphor here is really fascinating, and it really works well. And it's juxtaposed with these really inspiring images of Dan running and working out and becoming more in tune with his body. Next up, we have Pretend Man by Dylan Davidson, with art by George Williams. And this is fun. This is a fictional story. It's a little bit of a horror story. The main character, Kirby, is a closeted trans man in a gay relationship with his coworker, and his coworker wants them to come out and, introduce themselves to their family, but Kirby's afraid, and then the mannequins come to life and start attacking people, which is a great concept, and it comes right out of the first episode of New Who. And here it is only through being assured of his own identity, and in this story it is by being assured in his own identity that Kirby is capable of actually winning and surviving. And after all that, coming up to his parents is no longer so scary.